Day, Internet, and welcome to the Thursday night online open mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I am your stand-in host for the evening. My name is Advocate of Words. Normally, this is hosted by La Bruja. She is performing tonight. She is rocking out. So blessings to her, sis. She will be back next week. So for now, you're just gonna have to deal with a less talented, less attractive, less sweet of a voice me host. But that's okay because I host the Monday night online open mic on Mondays. So I am not going to let you treat me like a substitute teacher. We still got people filing in right now, a little late. So yeah, I hope everyone's week has been good so far. I hope your weekend was good. I hope you have plans for this weekend. I got some things coming up this weekend, but I'm going to talk about that later. So, for those of you who are here, if you the rules here on Thursdays are different. So, those of you performing, you have 3 to 4 minutes to perform. You could do a poem, you could do comedy, you could do singing. I know they do all different types of things over here. Also, the open mic list here is 20 people. There are 20 people on the open mic list, and at the end, if we have time, we have what's called, and I love this, the good luck round. The good luck round, that is where we are going to choose people who are here in the Zoom that did not sign up, and we are going to give them 2 minutes to rock out. So, with that being said, everyone who is here on Zoom with me right now, if you look in the Zoom chat, I have just put up those who are signed up on the list. Those are the 20 people we have rocking for tonight. Of course, this is being live streamed on the Facebook and YouTube page. All of this was set up by Mr. Chris Lopez. Shout out to him for getting this puppy started for us. All of this is being streamed live on the Facebook and YouTube page of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. All of the recordings of our past events you can find on the Facebook and YouTube page of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. And after tonight's performance, if you want to rewatch this or if you just want to share this with your friends, your followers, whoever it is, that cutie you got your eye on that you're hoping to spend the holidays with, you can send that to them and show that, hey, look at me, I'm doing something interesting. So, with that being said, I'm seeing more and more people here who are on the open mic list that have come in. Let me let them in. So, again, and shout out to La Bruja. You can find her at La Bruja NYC. That is BRUJA. That's how you spell Bruja, BRUJA. And you can follow her on Instagram and Twitter. She's doing so much. I'm so proud of her. And she is also a board member of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. So she will be back next week. Let's see. Do we have enough? Yeah, we do. Okay, so let's begin. We did not come here to see a backup host. We came here to see the artist rock out. And first coming up, now listen. I enjoy this man's poetry and writing, and I want you to enjoy it too. But beware, you're going to be distracted by his illustrious hair and beard. And that is Mr. Michael Sindler. Mr. Sindler, let the people know where they can find you online or promote who you promote. And you got 4 minutes to rock out. Loving the beard too.
Okay, sounds good. I'm going to, as always, put up for lighthousewriters.org. And I'm going to remind people that the new classes are just getting started, so get on there and look at it. And Mr. Good Doc Channing was nice enough to give me a feature this Sunday coming up on Awa Nights, which is at 12:30 your time, or no, 2:30 your time, 12:30 my time. So I'm going to go ahead and read something pretty recent here. We're almost to that darkest day of the year, so I'm going to read this called Darkness Has a Way, Winter Solstice. Darkness has a way of growing on us all, not that we grow fonder, just that we must all surrender a bit more each day from summer's start when light hangs longest until autumn's end when each short day at last begins to stretch back, shadows falling across the horizon a little later. Starting from a few scant hours, we mark the moment with a show of light earthen branch of ancient world tree provides flame, burning promise of better future, return of warmth, bright floral blooms whose bulbs now hide beneath cold white sheen, darkest time holds seed of summer, an anticipation of reincarnation, cornucopia of dreams held in harmony, released into night as a declaration, proof of faith and endless cycle, seasons continuation, sprouts yield bounties, scythe strikes, harvest, hoped, filled, stores to last, to nourish, to sustain through the bleak and beautiful night, to bring us back to just this moment once again. Infant day, mere miniature of full-grown summer, cries a tender song, a canticle, a salve settling into the soul. And I'll do one more, seeing how it looks like I got time. I'll do a seasonal one. It's called Celebrate. So why does Christmas, longest holiday ever, now start in July? Should 3 traveling wise men be blamed for shopping season? Carols and jingles, a form of sonic torture everywhere I go. Even Nat King Cole gets old, repeated so damn often. Why should joy and peace be a seasonal request? The rest of the years needs the spirit of giving just as much as December. Even though I rant and rail against tradition's hypocritical presentation of scripture, I celebrate your spirit. Okay, thank y'all.
Unmute yourself. You should see a request to unmute yourself. Unmute yourself and make some noise for Michael.
Yeah! Way to go, Michael!
Michael Sindler shouting out lighthousewriters.org. Make sure that you go give them a follow. That is where you can find Michael Sindler, or in the Monday night online open mic or the Thursday night online open mic. You can't find him anywhere else because he has no social media. Witness protection program. Yes, Michael was once clean shaven and bald, and he grew his hair out. Witness protection program, but I love it. Look at that man. Michael Sindler, a mainstay here with our New Eurekan community. Love having him on. Let's keep it moving. Next coming up, yes, Generalissimo, I just got your message and you were like number 9 on the list or something. So you're here, brother. Right now, though, we are going to the writer's writer, the individual with the fresh haircut, the AKA the reboot, and that is Vale Larkin. Let me unmute.
Jeff Cottrell.
I did skip Jeff Cottrell. Sorry. We will come back to you, Vale. Look how awesome Vale is. Vale's like, Vale knows this better than me. Vale's like, I've come with poetry tonight. I am ready to host. Get your together, advocate of words. My bad. Okay, first we are going to Pinky's lesser half, Jeff Cottrell. Jeff can actually sell fire to the devil, ice to Eskimos. He could sell spice to a Puerto Rican. That's how awesome he is. Go ahead, Jeff. Let the people know where they can find you online. You got 4 minutes to rock out.
Okay, I can be found at jeffcottrell.com and on Facebook and Twitter and Wattpad. And I have 3 feature sets on Zoom within the next 5 days, one of which is a hybrid. It's like both live and Zoom. So I'm going to put the links to those in the chat afterwards. So you should go to all of them or one of them or something. Here's some new shit, although some of you already heard it Monday night. It's called An Honest Proposal. My dear, my love, please accept my hand in marriage. There's nothing more romantic I can think of. Just think of it. Think of the lovely life we'll share. Think of the rapturous wedding we'll hold. Think of the passionate honeymoon. Think of the limitless lovemaking. Think of the joy of stepping into our first house. Think of the tears we'll shed when our first child is born. Think of the pride we'll feel watching our child grow up. Think of the slightly fewer tears we'll shed when our second child is born. Think of the stretch marks you'll have. Just think of it. Think of the years of family dinners spent together, Think of the birthday parties and Christmas mornings. Think of the endless school hockey games and plays. Think of the countless sibling fights we'll break up. Think of the disappointing report cards. Think of the minimal amount of tears we'll shed when our third child is born. Think of the neglect our middle child will suffer. Think of the times our middle child will act out because of our neglect. Think of the moment the cop will tell us our middle child has been arrested for vandalism. Just think of it. Think of the dull daily routine into which our lives will plummet. Think of the day we'll stop going out without the children. Think of the evening sitting in front of the TV and never speaking to each other. Think of the passive-aggressive verbal jabs we'll poke at each other. Think of the moment we'll forget what we saw in each other in the first place. Think of the screaming arguments our children will overhear when they're in bed. Think of the slamming doors and hurled plates. Think of the silent treatments and insincere apologies. Think of the therapy bills our children will pay. Just think of it. Think of the night I'll catch you receiving cunnilingus from my brother's weightlifting trainer. Think of the condescending tone you'll adopt to mock my sexual inadequacy. Think of the tiny basement apartment into which I'll move. Think of the vicious, exhausting court battle we'll prolong for months. Think of the enormous legal bills and time wasted. Think of the way we'll make our children choose which of us they love more. Think of the friends we'll lose and the gossip they'll share. Think of the size my belly will grow as I just stop caring. Think of the botched plastic surgery that'll symbolize your desperate drive to stay young. Just think of it. Think of the thousands of lonely nights of TV dinners and masturbation. Think of the chronic online stalking of old high school crushes. Think of the ugly... Oh, you're leaving. I suppose you need more time to think. I'll be waiting here with this beautiful tungsten wedding ring. A life together. Just think of it. That was an honest proposal.
Unmute yourselves and give some honest love to Mr. Jeff Cottrell.
My favorite.
I literally always love your work. It's awesome.
JeffCottrell.com. When you spell Cottrell, that is with 2 L's at the end. JeffCottrell.com. Go check it out. And I heard that piece on Monday and I joined it. I enjoy it. You know, who will let the favorite parent be? That triggers my girlfriend Mariella because she knows I'm going to be the favorite parent. Moving on now, we are going to Vale Larkin. Marissa Prada, I love your background, by the way. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Now it is time for Vale Larkin, who is more on point than I am tonight. Vale, let the people know where they can find you online, and then rock out. Floor is yours.
Cool. I'm Vale Larkin on Linktree and Instagram. All one word. And I have a lot of problems sleeping, so I wrote about that. Some people might have heard this before at a different event. Hypnos. Unhinged. 1. Skin and eyes. The thin tissue on the inside of my mouth, dry, scorched, and raw. I have not released the tension in my legs since I lay down. 2. I am sinking into your embrace and the room is cold. I pull blankets and a thin sheet. The light from the laundry. My eyes close and you're kissing me and it runs through my blood, my bones, my broken heart, and opening momentarily, my eyes find the ceiling and goddess bright in my arms, you are rebuilding me, breathing me back to life, back to being that I never could be without you. And flash of the clock. Later, 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 later. I am sinking and sinking. 3. I become aware on the road. The dust has not settled. I am walking and walking, and I cannot remember why I am walking, but I must keep walking. I am faltering, weak and unwieldy, my muscles unfurling, my mind muddy, my memory wandering, walking, and I become aware on the road that I can no longer walk. I become aware. I remember that I was not able to walk to begin with. 4. In the night, the stillness. Darkness enshrouds us, cradling our monumental despair. The world is ending. The world is always ending. We move on, searching for undoing. 5. I wake up. I lie still, breathing. I will move in a moment. It takes hold of my legs. Invisibly inextricable. It is pulling me faster and farther down the bed. I wake up. I lie still, breathing. I will move in a moment. I feel its grasp, again, pulling me. I wake up. I lie still, breathing. I will move in a moment. 6. I wake up.
Ooh, unmute yourselves. Give some energy to Vale.
Way to go, Val. That was great.
Always love Vale's work.
Yeah. Vale Larkin on Linktree. Make sure you go check Vale out, and on Instagram. You know, when I perform, I'm a very animate person, and in theater, you got to be big. But when on TV or even on Zoom, it's always the little things. And I like how Vale, I like the way Vale is pacing, how they're reading. I like the eye contact every now and then, like looking at you. I dare you to listen. And then they go back to their poem, and then you're still listening. I love it. I love the eye contact, the little things. Vale Larkin, go check him out. Just know, Vale is very much a writer and doesn't know how to turn it off. So if you see a short story response on your Instagram page because you've become Instagram friends, well, I've warned you, but it's awesome like that. Catman Bill, I am trying to unmute you so we can hear you because you're next. There you go, brother. It's good to see you and hear you. I'm digging the hat, by the way. Let the people know where they can find you online, and then the floor is yours.
They can hardly find me online, but you know, my songs are on YouTube under Catman Bill, Cats from Hartford, Connecticut. Anyways, I was feeling in a very dirty, disgusting, smutty frame of mind this week. But I'm sorry, Advocate. You just don't inspire me, and I'm going to save it for when La Bruja comes back. Instead, I like to do a little medley of some of my poem rhymes from my next book called Cats on Cats and Other Animal Tales, TAILS. So, without further ado, the first one, the morning routine, and this one goes to the picture of Elizabeth here. At 5 a.m. or thereabout, always close to dawn, Elizabeth would jump on the bed and yawn. With her vocal instrument in my face, there was not a single day that passed she didn't make me wake. Although I would pretend to be asleep, across my chest then she would creep. Her morning mission had come at last and demanded to be fed. So I would arise and activate my sleepy head. And this I swear and do declare, she would look aside and wait to view my chair. If I tried to feign continued sleep, she would turn around and this time jump back across the heap. Then with a grin for me, she knew that she had scored the first victory of our new day's tug of war. This went on into days and weeks here, and you could probably guess it went on into years. The next one is called The Catnap and the Security Detail. And that's Mama Nefertiti and Big Willie. The Catnap and the Security Detail. In the catatonic mecca of an afternoon siesta, I awake to find this detail of two, vigilant as they appraise my moves. Still as statues, they sit and stare as sentries eye each other's lair. And I feel content as King Tutankhamun in the company of his swordsmen on this drowsy summer afternoon. The next is called It's Raining Cats and Dogs. They say it sometimes rains like cats and dogs, and this is very true. They're even homeless in your neighborhood, hungry for some food. These many canines and felines with nowhere to go and with little time to grow. They're everywhere, then quickly disappear. Spans of life reduced by cars and thoughtless care. Oh, they're so quaint to look at from afar as they dart between cars, in alleyways and under evening stars. The neighbors are content to know that these cats will battle rats and the dogs will forage on their garbage and leftover scraps, while their children snuggle in their sacks and homes as they take their nightly naps. Yet, in another time and better place, these felines ruled the day. Thou art the great cat, the avenger of the gods, the judge of words, the president of the sovereign chiefs, and the governor of the holy circle. Thou art indeed the great cat. Inscription on the royal tombs at Thebes in Egypt. Thank you. Next is called The One-Eyed Captain Jack. He has one eye. Well, this is a better picture. The One-Eyed Captain Jack. A feral cat stops by each day to feed but not to play. He lost the use of one eye from a recent ugly fray. Off he went to Dr. Smite to find a remedy for his plight. Even homeless cats have this right. Said Dr. Smite, it's better yet to let him rest. Said I, oh no, that's not quite right. You fix him up with half his sight, after which he'll be my guest. With a scalpel, the bad eye was removed, and Jack was neutered too. He healed his contusions and his bruises. Sometimes we are the better for what we choose. Such is the life of this coltish cat, the one-eyed Captain Jack, who now allows a friendly pat on his weather-hardened back. Thank you. Next is called Cat Food for Thought. Cats are obligate carnivores. In front of meat, they purr and roar. Helps them grow in health inside the home, the feline's neighborhood to roam. Dry kibble is filled with carbohydrates that fatten up these feline mates. Their destiny is extra weight. And then they won't complain of dry feed, for they speak another tongue. They may not even feel much strain at first, churning in their tums. But as they age, you can bet your boots the kidneys will inflame, and urinary tract infections may be a daily pain. Diabetes, bowel disease, and obesity await these loving cats if you allow the pet food industry to guide you with their facts. The vet may one day ask what kind of food you fed. If you respond dry kibble, she may just turn away with a sense of dread. Your trusted friend will prematurely pay and live to see her final day. Felines survive but cannot thrive on grains and vegetables with this dreadful manufactured food to keep their bellies full. I make my own cat food from human-grade chicken thighs. And the last is called, and that's a mama with her newborn kittens, called A Magi of Kittens. You trudge through tall grass on your way to discover something else. An abandoned house in need of repairs. You discover up ahead an indentation in the uncut green sheaths, curled, almost newborn, abandoned like the nearby house, a magi of kittens. And my own last quote is, if you adopt a homeless cat and keep it safe indoors, you'll add time to its lifespan, and you'll most certainly add time to yours. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Catman Bill.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, Catman Bill.
Wow,
good. Loved it.
Catman Bill, I thought at the end that Michael Sindler had said it. Thought he's going to say he makes it out of humans for a second. Because there's that pause. He's like, I make it out of human, for food, chicken. Catman Bill, you can look him up on YouTube. A mainstay here on the Thursday night online open mic. And although Catman Bill decided to keep it family friendly because he was uninspired by me, I am hoping, based on her background and the history of knowing this woman, that Marissa Prada is going to give us the filth. Marissa, let the people know where they can find you online, and you got 4 minutes to do your thing. Good to see you.
Advocate! I was totally going to bring La Bruja some woman love today, so I'm really excited I get to do Sex with Santa because I wouldn't fit this into your small 3-minute window frame, so I'm really excited to do this tonight for you. You can find me Prada Painting and Poetry and The Word Is Right on Instagram, and Marissa Prada Facebook, Word Is Right, Facebook, Instagram, and Red or Green Books, READ. But real quick before I go, I just got to tell you, please understand that us erotic poets are artists. This is our art form. We are performing our art work. Being erotic poets does not mean we are asking for it. It does not mean that we want you to come and fuck us or slide into our DMs. And you know what? When we bring up things to you that say we don't feel safe, It's because we don't feel safe. We're not asking for it. And please do not dismiss us because we are erotic poets. When predators come at us, please understand that we are just fucking artists at the end of the day. I'm going to roll this. I'm going to keep rolling this. Advocate, thank you. I appreciate you. Let's get down to some fun stuff. Sex with Santa. Dear Santa. Figments of fuckery dance in my head. Maybe it's time for someone a little bit younger. Maybe a ho. For when I sat on your knee, I felt this need to just sit on your merry face instead. Crinkle your Kris Kringles and ride all of the fucks out of you. I want to jingle your bells, play with your wedding tackle like a cat. This pussy knows pleasure, puppy. Get your holly jollies in, little drummer boy. It's not gonna be a blue balls Christmas for you this year. I've got the suck power to put the red light on in your home, regulate you like Warren G and Nate Dogg. Write my name and come with your cock. It's beginning to look a lot like a white cummy Christmas. For this vixen be dreaming of coming, all ye faithful. Can't wait to see your cock wrapped up in a bow. Here comes Santa Claus down the chimney of my throat. Rocking the rug burns on my knees. Choo train around my Christmas tree. I wish you a Merry Christmas, St. Nicholas. For in your nutbag baby is my hand candy Christmas king to spank my naughty list ass. Jack your stack into my stocking with care, magic man, for Santa baby. It's fucking cold outside, but warm and wet inside. Let's rupture one hell of a nut cracker, dasher, prancer, scream joy to the world till my pussy is as red as Rudolph's nose, screaming in exultation those angels be singing, for you are finally getting laid. At this point they trade halos for hand jobs. I'd ride your sleigh all the way to the North Pole, grab your mess of white and squeeze it between my legs, your beard right up my ass, ride your North Pole till we see them northern lights. Grab me, Santa baby, by the ass, by the hair, by these cheeks so rosy and ready as Sindler takes another sip of his sippy. Let's make some bastard Santa babies. Bells will be ringing the glad news. Make me come like a comet till the milk squirts out of these titties. You can swallow my milk and cookies. And just in case Mrs. Claus is not, I'm totally okay with the elves joining us. The more, the Merry Christmas year, because we all know that reindeer games equal back pain. I am your present. Unwrap this red ribbon across my nipples. Get clit licking like Blitz, and this vixen be dripping from her pussy, already a puddle on the ground. I want your hooded warrior dick for Christmas. Pound the shit out of me, suck me off, light me up like this Christmas tree. But before you go and place a finger to your nose, I will show you a wink. 'Twas the night before Christmas when I lost my virginity.
Ooh, unmute yourselves and give some holiday love.
Whole hour during that.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
You know what? Come out Saturday night. We got the first anniversary awarded right, and I just hit my first anniversary at the Norican Poets Cafe. So let's go. 1 year I've been here, advocate.
Marissa Prada, make sure you go look her up on Facebook, where it is right, RGV Publishing. She got her hands in a lot of cookie jars. I used to say that a lot, but now I know it's because of Santa. Before I just meant it like different stuff. Now she got her hands in a lot of different cookie jars. Yes, I see, and she's helping Santa do the spanking. I love me some Marissa Prada. Make sure you go give her a follow. All right. Also, I appreciate the message that she had beforehand. We like to have fun with our erotic poetry. We write to like all types of stuff. We always tell you there is no censorship, but we also expect everyone to act like responsible adults. No means no, people. There are a lot of freaks out there in the world. If people don't want you, just keep it moving. Don't be a dick. Because what happens is when you do that, people are less inclined to share their freaky stuff, and then we don't get to enjoy it. So Go give Marissa Prada a follow. Next, coming up is another mainstay here, and that is Mr. Tessa Somok. Let me unmute Mr. Tessa Somok.
You there, buddy?
Sir, do you have any filth for us today?
No ho-hos for me here.
Mr. Tessa Somok, let the people know where they can find you online, and then the
Folks can catch me on Instagram under Gaseous 2019. I'm going to jump in because I'm sure you'll cut me off somewhere in the middle there. This is titled OR 93. The wolf was the animal that, again, did two things at once, year after year, remained distinct and exemplary as an individual, yet served the tribe. There are no stories among Indians of lone wolves, Barry Lopez, of wolves and men. Or 93, a well-traveled wolf born April 2019, member of the Oregon's White River Pack, born at the base of a stratovolcano, Y East, as known by the Multnomah tribe. The mountain rebranded October 29, 1792 by Lieutenant William Broughton, named the mountain after Samuel Hood, 1st Viscount Hood, a British admiral at the Battle of Chesapeake. In the winter of 1976, an aerial hunter surprised 10 gray wolves traveling on a ridge in the Alaska Range. There was nowhere for the animals to escape. The gunner shot 9 quickly, and the 10th had broken from the tip of a spur running off the ridge. The hunter knew the spur ended at an abrupt vertical drop about 300 feet, and he followed, curious to see what the wolf would do. Without hesitation, the wolf sailed off the spur, fell 300 feet into a snowbank, and came up running in an explosion of powder. Lopez, 2004. The Nunavut Eskimo of the Central Brooks Range speak of wolves as hunters, something like themselves. They believe that wolves know where they are going when they set out to find caribou, and that perhaps wolves learn from the behavior of ravens where caribou might be. They believe certain wolves in a pack never kill, while others in the pack specialize in killing. Wolves and deers have long formed an epiphenomenal relationship. The observer calls it a food web. A predation, a mechanism where species interact with each other. Predation is a predator, a consumer that hunts and kills another consumer, feeds on another living organism or organism known as prey. Species consumed by another species. Predator-prey relationships are essential to the balance of an ecosystem. Energy constantly flows through an ecosystem for the system to remain stable. What exactly does this mean? Essentially, it means that organisms must eat other organisms. Food chains, diagrams that show the flow of energy through one organism to the next demonstrate the eating patterns in an ecosystem. Food energy flows from one organism to another. A wolf roaming free in a territory where no one alive had ever seen one. Some would have celebrated while others gunned for their rifles. Wildlife officials didn't broadcast his whereabouts for fear that he would be targeted. November 10th, 2021, a truck driver found OR 93's body near Interstate 5, like migrants strewn across the highway. They could have suspected murder. A necropsy confirmed yet met the usual end for wildlife. Paul Virilio, French cultural theorist, urbanist, and aesthetic philosopher, believed technology cannot exist without the potential for accidents. Virilio argued that invention of the locomotive also contained the invention of derailment. The accident is a negative growth of social positivism and scientific progress. Berlioz suggested that we lose wisdom inside of our immediate horizon and resort to the indirect horizon of our dissimulated environment. Or 93 did not watch TV or dwell too deep into French continental philosophy, and he was hit by a vehicle. He died some 80 miles from Los Angeles, 930 miles from his White Mountain clan, and only a short trot from the Tejon Ranch Conservancy, a 240,000 acre refuge where he could have lived out his days in peace. Wolves vary their hunting techniques, share food with the old who do not hunt, give gifts to each other. They can live for a week without food and travel 20 miles without breaking a stride. The wolves exert a powerful influence on the human imagination. It takes your stare and turns it back onto you. The Bella Coola Indians believe that someone once tried to change all the animals into men, but succeeded in making human only the eyes of the wolf. People suddenly want to explain the feelings they come over them when confronted with that stare, their fear, their hatred, their respect, their curiosity. End poem.
Up. Unmute yourselves and give it up for Mr. Michael Sindler, y'all.
Oh,
Yes.
give it up for Ted.
So much.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
No, not me.
Tribal brother, get it.
I learned me a lot about wolves now. Now I'm gonna go check. Now you know I gotta go check it out. Make sure that everything he said was right. Mr. Tesla Somok, Gashes 2019 on Instagram. Make sure you go give that to a follow. Okay, next coming up, Mr. Tom Connor, the man who walks around the city kicking ass and writing poems because he's mad because he's a Mets fan. I can't blame him for being mad. Brother, oh, I am liking the hoodie. Thomas, let the people know they can.
You can find me at Thomas Connor at Facebook and TAC7371 at Instagram. So I'm just gonna rock with this one. Some of you guys heard this already at Marissa's feature of me and Wordsmith Philly, but I'm gonna spit it again. I've almost forgotten the taste of fear, the bitterness of tree limbs, broken bark splintering on my tongue, the taste of oak wood, scent of pine, day preparing me to swing high and low. No sweet chariot on this ride though, just the scent of pine. Coffins made of trees, they still use them to bury us. I fight, refusing not to give up my ghosts as they push and pull me on this rope. As we live in the fear that runs in the speed of just above a full scurry, we move gentle and fragile, moving along the Mississippi. They stretch necks they search for necks to stretch. Hold on by a thread. The hope of reconstruction breaks my existence. The resistance seems futile. My final take makes death cinematic. Cheeks and face blend in blue. This nightmare alley sealed on both ends. The north not that welcoming. My tears drip on the tongue of Anubis, god of the forever dead. Midnight rider, horse hoofs burst in flame. I hear his breath in his gallop. Running northward, avoiding plantations made just for me. I reach for the sky. I reach for the most high, hoping my prayers don't die along with me. Look, there ahead lies Baltimore. I am free. Maybe we'll see. End poem.
Ooh, unmute yourselves and give some love to Thomas Connor.
Damn.
Dopeness.
Always.
Nice, Thomas.
Thank you.
A mainstay with the Thursday night and Monday night online open mic. He will be rocking out this Saturday at the hybrid event. Ooh, I am excited to tell you about Saturday. But we're gonna hold it because we want to move on. Oh no, wait. Mark Thompson is next. Mark Thompson, the unsung hero of this community is next. He's also co-hosting right now. Before I get to him, though, I do want to mention, because in case some people come late, that right now this is the Thursday night online open mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe, normally hosted by the uber talented and beautiful La Bruja. She is off performing right now, so I am filling in for her. You could give her a follow on Instagram or Twitter at La Bruja NYC. And as I mentioned, I host the Monday night online open mic. We do it every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Now to sign up for the list for Monday nights or on Thursday nights, our sign-up list begins 24 hours before the show. If you want to sign up for Thursdays, it would be Wednesday at 9 p.m. If you want to sign up for Mondays, it opens up on Sunday at 8 p.m. To sign up, you would visit neweurekan.org and you would click on full events calendar. When you get there, you would click on the date that you are looking to sign up for. So for this Monday, you would sign up for the 20th. And I think this Thursday, the 24th, Christmas Eve, or the 25th? I'm not sure. The dates will be on there. You click on the date that you want to sign up for and you order an RSVP ticket. Is the only way you could get onto the open mic list. View RSVP ticket will not get you on the list. So you have to get the artist RSVP ticket. If you do not see it, that means it hasn't opened up yet. You didn't miss anything. Don't worry about it. This Saturday, the hybrid open mic, our last installment of December. This is the open mic that has started a new trend because they're starting to do it everywhere now. Half of the open mic is inside the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Half of it is going to be from poets performing on Zoom. All of this information can be found on my Instagram, Twitter. It's on neweurekan.org. And let me tell you, I can't say much, but it's getting noticed. There are people that are noticing what's going on with our online open mics and with hybrid. So, just want to say, we're starting to open things up and we're actually able to get some poets gigs. So, if you would like to sign up for our January 15th hybrid event and you're in New York City, come by and speak to me on December 18th. Make sure that you tune in and check it out. And if you miss it, all of this will be on the Facebook and the YouTube page of the New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Also, at the end of the year, I got some things to share with you. This community that we have developed in the New Eurekan Poets Cafe and our online community, and now that we're starting to open up again, has been so beautiful, has been so giving of their energy and their time, that it has opened up some things for us to do that we couldn't do before. And I have some new treats for 2022. Ooh, I'm so excited. The takeover is beginning, but we're going to talk about that at the end of the month. All this information you can find on my Instagram or Twitter at Advocate of Words. When you spell words, that's with a Z at the end because poetic license. And I'm also on YouTube. With that being said, let us go to our co-host for the evening, Mr. Mark Thompson. Ron, brother, it is good to see you. I have to say, though, I wish you let the hair grow out some more. I mean, the hair looks good, but I wanted to see you contend with Mr. Michael Sindler, but that's just me being selfish. Ron, let the people know they can find you online, what you're doing, and then rock out with your poem, brother. Good to see you.
Thank you. Yeah, you have to close all the barber shops because unlike last year in the pandemic when I let it grow out, I needed it off so I can be ready for Saturday at the hybrid open mic, so I'm sorry. And by the way, also no show of this sign of disrespect, but right after I'm done, I'm leaving because I'm guest hosting Finn Capillary's open mic. So both Advocate and I are guest hosting different nights here today. So. You can find me at Ron Mark Thompson and BXAFH on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm producing a workshop tomorrow, which Elizabeth Strauss is hosting. Keep the pen turning tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I put the information in the chat, and I also host workshops at The Word is Right. I put the information in the chat as well. So somehow I confused karaoke night with Thursday open mic night. I took the lyrics of Silent Night and I think I butchered the song. It's going to be very short, 2 minutes. If I offend everyone, if this is a holy song, my apologies. Don't blame it on the alcohol, blame it on my silliness. So here we go. Silent night, holy night, Please, Santa, don't make my family again fight. All is now calm, all is bright. I just want my peace tonight. Silent night, holy night, let's eat good food. We will be all right. On the tree I will light the light. I will add presents, but it will be tight. Silent night, holy night, I pray Cousin Judy doesn't steal the limelight. Also, don't let Uncle Peter the tree ignite. This year I don't want to see again that sight. Please let the children sleep in heavenly peace, especially after they ate all that cheese. They can all wake up tomorrow when we watch the geese and look for the presents under the tree, especially my niece. Silent night, heavenly night, holy infant, so tender and mild. What a coincidence that I can use my rhyming right to wish everyone happy holidays already tonight. So, as always, stay shiny and bright. Silent night, holy in the twilight. Please don't be so uptight. That's it for me tonight. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give some love to Ron Mark Thompson, y'all.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
I
no,
love
you
it.
did it all. That was
I love it. I love it. Love it.
Ron Marks Thompson, make sure you go give him a follow and check out Bronx Art and Fun Hub. Right? I said it, my dyslexia didn't mess it up. Bronx Art and Fun Hub. Make sure that you go check it out. Bronx in the building. Ron looks like his younger brother with the shave and the haircut. You look like your younger brother right there, Ron. Make sure you go give that dude a follow. The unsung hero of this community. Love him, love him. Let's keep it moving. Next coming up is a man who recently had a book come out, and that is Mr. Generalissimo, another mainstay of this community. I'm trying to unmute you. There we go. Generalissimo, let the people know where they can find you online, and then the floor is yours.
It's all in the chat, how to buy my book, all my little social media stuff, and also Cafe Generalissimo next Monday. And let's go ahead and so the first poem I wrote in a workshop a couple of days ago, they said, why do you write? Because I can't help myself, because shoes can feel tight and the next day they can fit just right, because good isn't enough when something tastes good, because soft doesn't do cashmere justice, because satin is more than shiny, because the sun is hot and blinding and nurturing and causes sunburn, because the rain is wet and noisy and relaxing and nerve-wracking and nurturing and dangerous, because I'm left-handed and some pens make marks on fingers of lefties, because secrets exist, because there's no such thing as a secret, because one day someone coined the word because and wrote it down. And then I'm going to read my Christmas poem, as long as we're all doing Christmas poems. It's called "'Twas the Truth About Christmas." Was the night before Christmas when in the North Pole a strange mysterious wind did blow. Then Santa's pet emus buried their heads in the snow. The reindeer got loose and ate every dreidel from the Hanukkah bushes. Mrs. Claus got drunk and pinched all the male elves on their tushes. The lady elves found her passed out in her easy chair, drew multicolored dicks on her face with Sharpies and cut off her hair. This year, Santa secretly bought a dozen drones to fly presents down chimneys so he wouldn't dirty his suit, making his yearly $1,000 dry cleaning bill moot. He hovered over houses and directed the drones with a remote control. He was saving so much time, he yelled, "Fuck yeah, Santa, baby, rock and roll!" What happened next qualified as a Christmas clusterfuck. when the reindeer started sporadically dropping undigested gradles from their butts. The Jewish toys broke skylights, damaged roofs, and countless cars, not to mention poor Santa's therapy bill and emotional scars. The whole situation caused Santa enormous, enormous guilt and shame, despite the fact that the Gentiles learned to play the dreidel game. Insurance paid off damages since no one believed in old Kris Kringle, a fact that made Santa smile and gave his soul a little tingle. He got home and saw empty schnapps bottles next to his unconscious wife, and told himself for the most part he lived a pretty decent life. 'Twas the morning after the night before Christmas when Santa discovered his beloved emus had frozen to death after burying their heads in the snow, which was a tip of an iceberg of traumatic emotional blows. So he plucked their feathers and carved out enough steaks for a year and fixed himself a sesame bagel with onions and a nice schmear. While he drank his coffee, he asked the missus about the dicks drawn on her face. She railed about the elf bitches and how she'd put them all in their place. He just smiled at her, nodded yes, and fantasized about changing his name and face and running off to Rio and disappearing without a trace. Thank you. What did we learn about Santa, everyone? That he's Jewish.
Unmute yourselves. Give it up to Jeremy Lissimo. Yeah.
I am saying mine every day.
So good. Love it. Elf bitches. I love it.
And
That's a bitch, that's Santa.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And then I pictured the reindeers and then like undigested dreidels. Jeremy Lissimo, go give that dude a follow. Find out about how you can get his book that was recently published. And that was with Red Green Books, right? Right, Jeremy Lissimo, with Marissa? Yes or no? Yes? Yeah? Hold on. Let me I unmute you real quick. Go ahead. I'm unmuting you. I'm trying to unmute there.
Yes, Marissa Prada is my boss.
Okay, Marissa Prada is your boss. And Marissa Prada just sent me a private message in the background. That is her and Jeremy Lissimo. Jeremy Lissimo, you look good in heels in the bra. I just want to let you know that you look good in heels in the bra, Jeremy Lissimo. I'm joking. Make sure you go give him a follow. Check out his book. He's a mainstay here in this community, a cherished member. I love this dude. Thank you, Jeremy Lissimo. I'm not going to forget that poem. I love it. I want to hear it every Christmas now. All right, let's keep it moving. Next, coming up to the mic is Vexed Lex, who hasn't been too vexed of late because, she got her hair did. She got people watching her now. Oh, snap. Vex Lex will also be at Hybrid this weekend. Vex, let the people know where they can find you online, and it's your turn to rock out.
You guys can follow me on Instagram at VexLex Poetry and on Facebook at VexLex. Advocate called me out on Monday for not being vexed as lately, so I told the special someone jokingly that they're kind of ruining my image. So look through the catalog for some slightly vexed pieces. All right, so the first one is called Overworked and Underfucked. I'm tired of faking my orgasms, overplaying my moans. I should win an award for the performance I put on. Did you come? Yes, I lie. Well, I lie there and wonder if just my fingers can get the job done. Because when I twirl them along my clit, it isn't long before I feel the stream coming out of me. I don't need to tweak my nipples because, to be honest, that does nothing for me. To drive others wild when I do it. I just need my hand, and when I find that rhythm, I feel like such a bad girl. Because I can feel my pussy pulsating when I press down and grind her against my fingers. Why can't it be this simple with someone else? Will there ever be a time when my thoughts aren't rushing them so I can just go and fuck myself? My second piece is called Him, Her. When you're with them, do I pass through your mind or do you let me simmer? Am I the reason you can't sit still? The sweat you can't seem to break, the torn feeling you can't seem to shake. Am I lurking in your conscience, or have you decided that there is no need for such an inconvenience? Because you are you and you can't help what is left at your disposal. What is ripe for the taking? Do you intend on leaving me in the dark? Or must I contend for my spot in the light? A nice distraction until your affairs were all in order. A discarded experience because you took all you needed. Unfortunately, I am not a memory that can be easily forgotten. I am the nightmare that will make you regret ever meeting me. Thank you.
Ooh, unmute yourselves and give some love to Vex Lex.
Damn.
Thank you.
Let's get some finger
Untitled.
popping. Vex Lex, you could give her a follow at Vex Lex Poetry. And I made that comment. I'm not even going to talk about that comment. I'm going to let our poets do the dirty. You see, all you dirty poets are starting to put the dirt in my mind, about to start talking dirty stuff. Let's keep it moving. We are now going to our brother in India who's going to purify the open mic. And that is Mr. Unmesh Mohikar, who has a lot of features coming up. I'm seeing you in magazines and radio stations. I'm loving what I'm seeing, brother. Let the people know they can find you online. And then, before Umesh rocks out, if we have time at the end and you want to be part of our good luck round and you have not signed up, hit me up and I'll let you rock out. With that, right now, though, we're listening to Umesh Mohikar. What's going on, brother? How are you?
Hey, Advocate, thanks, man. That was a good introduction. I'm going to purify everything with a mantra. Okay, here we go. I will read few things which I read at New York 1 year back. So I'm sure I did not improve, but still. Okay, here we go. Being tough. Being tough is the only way he knows to survive. Being tough is the only way he knows to survive. Nobody knows innumerable deaths he died. Nobody knows innumerable deaths he died. That was the first one. The second one is the shorter one once again. Entrust your life in the hand of leaders. Entrust your life in the hand of leaders, and you stop trusting anyone. And you stop trusting anyone. That was the second one. And the third one is a bit longer. Colors of rainbow, insufficient to paint the flavors of life. Sometimes death is life. Life, living hell. Love, broken, hate, golden life. Live is to survive. Death is sacrifice. Freedom is entanglement. Entanglement is path to enlightenment. Mosaic of feelings, montage of experiences. Learned men try to find meaning in life. What is the meaning of stars shining or moon hiding behind the clouds? Lovers falling in love without speaking a word. Few things worthless like life. Create a world that is priceless. Either you jump on the bandwagon or the bandwagon will drag you till your music stops. Till your music stops. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Ooh, give it up for Umesh Mohikar, y'all.
Way to go, man. As usual.
Umesh Mohikar, go give him a follow on Instagram. He is on the radio. He is at in-person features. He has on features online. I think I saw something about a literary event that's coming up, a global literary event. I'm proud of you, brother. He's also got his own open mic, Unmesh Life. Make sure you go give him a follow to find out all of that information. All right, let's keep it moving. Next up is supposed to be Sean Thomas, but I don't see a Sean Thomas in the room, so we're going to keep going. We're going to Indigo Lee, and I've seen Indigo. Well, this I see Indigo here, but I don't think I've ever met Indigo. Hi, Indigo. How are you?
Peace. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Is this your first time on our online open mics or no?
It is not in here. So some of these people are like family at this point. So so they're familiar with my work, but always good to have new ears on it.
Oh, I love new ears. You always want to have new ears, right? So where are you located?
So I'm here in Manhattan. I'm originally a Chicago. I'm a born and bred Chicagoan. So you'll hear some of those themes in my work if you ever hear it again.
That's what's up. I'm a Chicago Bears fan. I'm a New Yorker, but I'm a Chicago Bear. You're not a Chicago Bears fan?
Why? I am, but
I'm gonna tell you.
we're
I'm gonna show my
perennially
age.
suffering always.
No, we are.
Perennial suffering.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show my age. It's because I was like 5 years old in 1985 with the Super Bowl shuffle, and they were winning. And at 5 years old, I jumped on the bandwagon, and I haven't been able to get off of it. Nonetheless, we're not here for football. We're here to listen to Indigo. Indigo, first tell the people where they can find you online, and then it's your turn to rock out.
I'll put it in the chat, but it's at E Merriweather. That's my Instagram. So I will do a couple of short pieces and then I'll do a longer piece and stay within the time. So y'all got me on these micro poems. I didn't know that's what I was writing at the time. So I'm gonna do a couple of shorter ones that I've written over the years. This one is called Fire. We clasp hands like midnight clinging to the dawn, as we watch with a pain deeper than rivers, the smoldering embers of the things we lost in the fire. And this one is not a micro. Oh, well, this one is. I was gonna do something else, but the spirit moved me somewhere else. It's called, I don't know what it's called, but I just wrote it one day and I guess I can call it a micro poem. A thought of you just crossed my mind. Maybe you heard its footsteps. And so this last piece is hard to read. It's not a Christmas poem, but it's somebody's Christmas poem, somebody's Christmas reality. And this is dedicated to whomever this reality is for. It's a trigger warnings. Is about domestic violence. I will drop an N-bomb, but if you ever ask me if you can say it, the answer will forever and always be no. Here we go. See, my world don't extend beyond his arm's reach. Maybe about 6 or 7 feet. Because he told me he'd leave my babies dead in the streets right before he killed me. He said he'd even call the police because they ain't gonna come. Bitch, you ain't gonna never be free. So don't try to run. Stumbling and falling over pieces of broken promises, I've told myself to go get help. My prayers are filled with the cries and the courage to end it. To pull the trigger on me or this nigger, or to fill out this college application and send it. I guess this piece is gonna be open-ended. How can love and hate cohabitate? Hell, I guess they kissing cousins. I wish I was stronger a longer time ago, but I wasn't. I wish he loved me, but he doesn't. And these broads floating around Manhattan, bitching about being rich and can't find their way around the kitchen like Sarah. And I want to burn this motherfucker down like Farrah, because every time he rapes me, shattered pieces of my soul escape me through the prism of my tears over the years and the guilt like a necklace. And I keep smiling and wilding, reckless, hoping I don't catch the next fist before breakfast. Because my world don't extend beyond his arm's reach. Maybe about 6 or 7 feet. He told me he'd leave my babies dead in the streets right before he killed me. And the concealer around my eyes is coated thicker than the lies that I tell everybody that I'm all right, but my mama knows better. She said, baby, why can't you just leave? I said, I'm staring down the barrel of a gun every single night, and I'm fighting for my life, and my fright is the sole source of light. And as I stare outside the window and lean on the pane, I was wondering how someone could get so much pleasure out of causing me so much pain. He's criminally insane, and he's beating me, man, but he ain't gonna go to jail for that, but he get locked up for an ounce of crack. My life is a twisted collage of rose petal and metal from bullets yet to be fired, and I'm, oh, so tired. Because my world didn't extend beyond his arm's reach, maybe about 6 or 7 feet. He used to tell me if I ever tried to leave, he'd kill my babies dead in the streets right before he killed me. This fool said he even called the police because he know they ain't gonna come. Bitch, you ain't gonna never be free. So don't try to run. So I had to get that gun, and it's done. Peace. Thank y'all. End poem.
Ooh, and unmute yourselves and please give it up for Indigo.
Ooh,
Justice. Justice.
Indigo, super
Justice.
stuff.
Justice.
Super stuff.
Justice.
Oh, yeah.
I really like that refrain. I mean, I don't like that it's truthful, but like the way you wrote it, and like there's so much to it that your life isn't outside of his arm's reach, maybe 6 to 7 feet. Ooh. Indigo, make sure you put your info into the chat so that the people could give you a follow. Chicago in the building. Ooh. Sometimes, you know, we come across poems like that even me as a poet who's been doing this for a while, I need to take a little breather for. You know, some things they rattle. I am so sorry that you have gone through that, but I appreciate your bravery in writing it and sharing it with us. Please do not be a stranger, Indigo. Thank you very much. All right, again, if you did not sign up and you're here and you would like to get onto the list, I've got some space, but right now, we are going to go to Julia Parsley, who is next. I see Julia's been active in the chat. Julia is ready to go. Julia, let the people know where they can find you online, and then the floor is yours.
Hey guys. So I've only met you once, Advocate, but I changed my hair since then. So I don't know if you remember me, but hello.
I do. You know what? I thought so, because when I said Julia, I was like, oh, I was thinking of brunette. But then I saw the blonde hair. So, okay, I do remember you. Go ahead, Julia. You're awesome.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay. So I got a couple pieces. They're all kind of short. So we'll just see how many I get through before, you know. So this one's called Liminal Space. I walked past Amity today and saw the outline of your face in the window at midnight. And I knew it was your face because I was in love with you and I'd recognized the outline of your anything. And I was hit by how badly I wanted to walk in and get slammed. I almost did. It's days like these and I'm avoiding confronting the problems in my head, and I know deep down something will have to change soon, but I don't want it. That I would hurry myself to the bar with you and down 2 frozen margaritas in 10 minutes and the world would feel like it was in molasses and my brain would finally slow down because it's always so fast, slowed down, and my problems disappeared for a minute because I couldn't think. Thank God, I'd say. I need to get slammed tonight. Why aren't I drunk yet? Oh, it's finally hitting me. Finally, thank God. No more problems, no inhibitions. I was just free. And all that mattered was how drunk I was and how close you were to me. I miss that girl. So I have a proposition for you, and it's stupid because I never wanted to see you again and you were terrible. But if I walk into Amity and you see me and I see you and we're both drunk enough, do you want to pause time and escape reality with me? Just one night, let me self-destruct and live in between realities with you. Just one night, let's live in the liminal space of the dark. So that was Liminal Space. And then, what other poems do I want to read? I have a bunch. Some are harder to read than others. I think I'm going to read this one. This one's called Witness Me, and I wrote this when I was living in an Airbnb because I was looking for a new apartment because one of my roommates was violent and I needed to get out of the other apartment, and I was just kind of losing it. So it's called Witness Me. It's funny how you can stand 5 feet away from someone, yet it feels like they might as well be on the other side of the planet. There is the world, and then there is me, falling into an abyss. It's like when you're 5 years old and you're lost in the supermarket, Now imagine an old man picks you up and starts to drag you away, but no one notices. And so you claw at the pant legs of adults and families, laughing, smiling, existing, safe, indestructible units of people, and none of them turn to see you as you are dragged to your end. I watch him stand there with his glasses on, smiling at me, and I can't help but feel immense pain because he is in a unit and I am not. I am on the outside. He sees me, but he doesn't. If I scream, he will not hear. He'll just keep smiling and living, and I will die. I don't want to be dragged down. I can't go back. I can't. Why won't anyone let me into a unit? Why am I on the outside? And so I resort to sex. I'm not attracted to you, but I want to be loved, and sex will make you love me, that it'll kill me in a new way. I want to be safe. I want to feel like there's someone to catch me, to rip me out of the arms of the man who drags me out of the supermarket. I want one of the adults to look me in the eyes and witness me. Let's witness me. And I think I'll read this one. It's really short. It's called Ocean Song. I call upon the ocean in all its grasping heat, dancing in its depth, breathing on my feet. I call upon the song of the wind across my eyes, born of the eastern sun, at night withers as it dies. I call upon my hands. I think that they can feel. It's hard to understand how long it takes to heal. The wind, the sea, my skin, my eyes, my mind, my blood, my lungs, my veins, my feet, my hair, my mind, my thoughts, my teeth, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind. I call upon how long it takes to heal my ocean mind, my mind. And then the last one I'm going to read is called Windy. As the grass grows into her nails, underneath the fingernails, searching, reaching into the veins, fitted like a mold, she was absorbed into the earth, so she felt. Why was it that the earth was always swallowing her up, dreading the thought of them pouring the dirt over her eyes, burying her like a seed? And that's it.
Unmute yourselves and give Julia some love, y'all. Wow. Hey, I love it when poets allow themselves to be vulnerable and to be brave and that have that courage, right? Like we don't remember the poet necessarily who talks about eating ice cream unless they're lactose intolerant, right? Because like there's no bravery in that, and there's like that vulnerability. So I always want to honor that, and I appreciate the poets who have done that. But I also, of course, want to warn the people that there is a thing out there that we call in the community trauma porn. Right. And then there's some curators out there who always like, give us your trauma, give us your trauma. Well, you don't have to. Right. You guys can share whatever it is that you want. Poetry covers all different types of poems you can do. But I do just want to say thank you to those who have the courage and are ready to speak on things. And like Julia had mentioned, and us as poets understand that sometimes there are poems that are difficult to read. There are sometimes poems that are difficult to write and to read and to relive those moments. So, Julia, I appreciate your bravery sharing that with us. So I hope things are better. I'm sorry you went through that, but those are fire poems. Those are really good poems. And I'm digging the hair. Julia. Julia Parsley. Make sure, if you want, put your info into the chat so that people could give you a follow if you want. Next coming up is Ben Sherman. I don't think I know Ben. Is this Ben?
No, we have not met before. No,
is this your first time on Thursdays?
It's my first time ever performing live poetry. So we'll give it a spin.
Oh, yes. Now you see, Ben, listen. I'm going to let you know something, Ben, right?
Of course.
I normally host on Monday nights, right? That's my night. But on Thursday nights, La Bruja hosts. And she has this poem when people perform for the first time called Pop the Cherry. It's going to be weird if I sing it, so I'm not going to sing it, all right? Yeah. But if you come on a Thursday night again, and La Bruja is hosting, you have to lie to her and tell her this is your first time performing so that she could sing the song because it's great, all right? Where are you located, Ben?
Sounds good. So I'm in Northern New Jersey. I'm a 17-year-old high school student. I'm actually a senior right now.
Oh, that's what's up. Congratulations, man. I am sorry some of your high school years have been affected by the pandemic. I'm sure you're doing remote learning. Are you back in school now?
Yes, fully back in school, which is great. And the semester's almost over. Tomorrow's our last day, so it's going great.
Awesome. Are we looking at universities and colleges, Ben?
We are, though. The process is slowly coming along. Yes.
Okay. We wishing you luck. I know how it could be. I mean, like I know I look super young, but I'm actually 41, Ben. All right. But like I still remember the process though. Nonetheless, Ben, If you have social media and you'd like to share it with the people, and then it's your time to rock out. Good to see you.
All right. Nice to see you. So, hey, everyone. As I mentioned, my name is Ben Sherman, and I'm currently a 17-year-old 12th grade student located in northern New Jersey. And this semester at school, I'm taking an English topic class on the art of poetry. And my teacher, Miss Boncher, encourages us to go out of our way beyond the binds of the book, the walls of our classroom, to become immersed in the art and beauty of language, especially regarding poetry. And that is why I'm here today. As I also mentioned, this is the first time I've ever presented poetry, but nevertheless, I want to thank you all for welcoming me into your community. Some background before I present to you my writing today is that I've been studying the language and culture of China for 6 years now, and I'm proud to say that I'm almost fluent in the language, and that my Chinese studies are the background for my poem and spoken word today. And the title is Biang, which is a translation of a word. Biang, the most challenging character in the Chinese language, no less than 56 meticulous strokes going into its construction. Somehow, 13 individual words, radicals, are contained within those strokes. Studying, practicing, refining techniques it takes to draw this character correctly. Its intricacy and elusiveness, you would think its meaning would be profound. However, Biang cannot be found in the modern Chinese dictionary. Biang simply refers to the sound of wet noodles slapping against the counter as they are being made. Biang, bang. The first stroke, a leap of faith. Looking back, it was that first uncertain step into the unknown that was so rewarding. 2 early radicals are written, small and speech. 3 more radicals appear, heart, moon, and growth. I put my heart and soul into this. Under the light of the moon, it has grown. The final strokes. I complete the character with a sense of satisfaction. But I've still not mastered Biang. Some strokes are off center, a few radicals crowded, and the ink too dark. Where could I have done better? What can I do differently next time? For me, the journey of mastering Biang is about self-reflection, honesty, continuous improvement. But then I stop and laugh, comparing myself to the sound of a slapping wet noodle. I could hear my first grade teacher now. 50 lashes with the wet noodle for you, Ben. I will again set off to conquer Biang, but before I do, I could use a little inspiration and some fuel, and what better way to accomplish both than a delicious bowl of Biang noodles. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Ben Sherman, y'all.
Woo! It's the imagery for me.
That was awesome. I loved it. Wait, let me unmute Ben one more time. One more time, because I am a teaching artist and I love them teachers that push the students to do more. What's the name of your teacher again?
Her name is Miss Boncher, Paige Boncher.
Out in northern New Jersey. Shout out to her. It is official. Ben, that is awesome. Ben, I hope you stick around and you come back on another Thursday. I hope you come on Mondays too when I'm hosting. You are always welcome there. And like I said, I need you to lie to La Bruja and tell her it's your first time performing ever so she can sing that song, okay?
Of course, you have my word on everything. Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure. Ben Sherman, yeah. Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. All right, let's keep it moving. Again, if you are not on the open mic list and you would like to sign up, I do have some time at the end. But right now, we are going to the Dodgers fan, Bill Elkins. Yes, I don't host on Thursday nights, but I remember Bill and his mic. Bill, let the people know where they can find you online, and it's your turn to rock out.
How you doing, Advocate? I can be reached on Instagram at hashtag Midwestern Bill. Anyway, I'm sorry to hear that you're a Bears fan. I'm a Packer fan, and I hate to tell you, Aaron Rodgers still owns you. Still owns the Bears, I'm afraid. Sorry. Okay, I'd like to do an original song about my favorite city in the world. It's not Chicago. I love Chicago. I lived there for a while. I love New York, but my favorite city in the world is Paris, France. And this song is called Je m'aime Paris. J'aime Paris, I guess. I don't speak French except for those two words. Hope you like it. La 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 la. Jeune Paris, singular city of hopes and dreams, fills me with yearning, so mystical and true. Rising at daybreak, Latin quarter to La Mirage, stop for espresso and croissants. In an exhilarating morning, indeed, a most delightful place to be. La 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 la. Jeune Paris, oh Jeune Paris, artisan city on the Seine, Boulevard Saint-Germain to La Margot, sipping hot chocolate under chilly autumnal sky. An exhilarating day indeed, a most delightful place to be. La 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 la. La la la, Jeune Paris. La 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 la. Jeune Paris, Jeune Paris. La 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 la. Jeune Paris, city of music, art, and bohemian life. Les Troyens at the Bastille and Norm at the Garnier, late night cafe dinners and a stroll along the Champs-Élysées, an exhilarating evening indeed, a most delightful place to be. La 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 la. Jeune Paris, oh Jeune Paris, land of Berlioz, Sartre and Camus. Vibrant cafes, stimulating banter and jazz, discussing Nietzsche's will to power over espresso and croissants. An intellectual haven indeed, a magnificent place to be. My city of all cities, Paris. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give some love to Mr. Bill Elkins, y'all.
Beautiful.
Awesome job, Mr. Bill Elkins. And I just want to let y'all know that the sirens in the background were me because I called the police on him because he's a Packers fan. All right. All right. How you gonna say that when you know I'm a Chicago Bears fan? You have no. I was so close to muting you. I was so close to muting you, Bill. Bill Elkins. It's all right, Bill. Come back next year because Rodgers is leaving and we'll still have Justin Fields. Bill Elkins is a mainstay here in the Thursday night online open mic. Make sure that you come back to check him out or Midwestern Bill on Instagram. Hashtag Midwestern Bill. Go check him out. And then let him know that the Bears are just they're really not better. Let me just keep going. Tavitha Adams is next. BX in the building. Tavitha Adams. Let me unmute her. A new mainstay here at the Thursday night and Monday night online open mic. What's going on, Tabitha? How are you?
Hey, Avocat, how are you? Pleasure to see you on a Thursday. Sorry I missed you on Monday.
It's all good. It's all good. I got to catch you here on Thursday. Remember, before you begin, let the people know where they can find you online, okay?
Thanks for reminding me. Tab_001 at Instagram. New piece. I'm begin. I was older then. Old enough to know what this was supposed to look like. Capes rolled to the back of his head, like 25 years of destruction laid in every part of his body. Figures trembled. Voices of his aches touched every part of my mother's 2-bedroom apartment, and I didn't know what else to do, so I dialed. Shortly after the ambulance arrived, 2 men, white shirts and a medical bag, would let illusion paint the face of betrayal. Disoriented mistakes a child who stands aside all the years her father spent absent, shaping the letters that came early. Mailbox decorations and Polaroids that come gathered in government markings. An effort to keep faith, he stands proud and signs the ends of his notes, love your father. I miss him. I always did. Now I stand aside an ambulance, being the face of a broken man. This wouldn't be the first of his attacks, nor the first of my heartbreaks. I remember the broken glass and all her questions, how each time she tried to pick a piece of herself up, I bled. Height of a child's second home to NA meetings, their prayer, my alphabet. Medallions shine like key rings to a new life. Left trail marks to better memories until there was none. The name of that piece is Withdrawals. Sorry, I still stutter with my words.
Ooh, nah, that was awesome. Unmute yourselves and give it up for Tabitha, y'all.
Oh, thank you. That's wonderful.
Ooh, again, another poem where I'm so sorry that you went through that, but I like the writing and all that, and then talking about like the medallions and all that. Tabitha, put your info in the chat so that people can follow you. Tabitha is a mainstay here with our online open mic. I appreciate you for being brave enough to share something like that. And, like I said, sometimes, poems get to us. I heard every word clearly. I heard everything clearly. Thank you. And you're a softball champion? Is that softball? Is it? Yep, softball. I'm a baseball fan. So I'm cool with softball. I'm a baseball fan. And I just want people to know that the Yankees have won more World Series championships than the Dodgers. How about that, Mr. Bill Elkins? I'm still going to call cops on you. All right, now we are moving to Sophology. Let me unmute Sophology. Sophology. So what does Sophology mean? I've been trying to figure it out. I wanted to cheat and Google it, but I figured I'd be honest and let you tell me.
Okay, so my name is Joseph. So my aunt, one of my aunts, she crowned me as Seth. She didn't like calling me Joe, Joey, none of that. And as I gotten older, I was like, I got a dope name, what's really cool? And I'm like, Seth. And then I love etymology. So ology is the study of. So I was like, all right, Sophology, the study of me. without an apology. All right, we'll do that. It turns out it's an actual word, except there's a P in the front. And it has to do with something with the voting system. I don't remember right now, but I know Cephos means pebble, if I'm not mistaken, from Greek. And it was a voting system using that. So it turns out to be an actual word. So I was like, I'm gonna go with that. So,
you need to write a poem about that. You need to write a poem about that, Joseph. All right, so.
Thank you. Planting the seeds,
Awesome.
right?
So before we begin, before we begin, I want you to let the people know where they can find you online, if you have social media, and then you rock out. Welcome to Thursday night.
Absolutely. So it is Sephology, Sephology on the IG. You can find me as Seth Figueroa. I'm finally back on the Facebook after I've been on hiatus on that. Figueroa. Figueroa stands for the fig tree. So I love figs too. So it works out. So with this piece, this is first of all, Advocate of Words. It's a pleasure that you're hosting. And I gave a shout out to La Bruja. And I was like, oh, wait a second. You filling in. So that's what's up. So I'm very honored and grateful. So what I do is conversational pieces. I'm trying to challenge myself. This is my 4th time on the online space. And just whatever's been going on in my mind. And I write a few things, but then I just go with it. So this is really dedicated for the authors who live on ink. And knowing the news of Anne Rice passing away, and one of my favorite feminists who passed away yesterday, Bell Hooks, and also to all the rappers that have contributed for the younger generations, and for the elders themselves as well. I mean, we all passed on the torches, and it's very heart-wrenching to see how each candle dims down every time. So I figured I'd just keep a little nice setting. So passing by, passerby, pages. I often wondered about each and every single being that I learn about devastated news. Something that you just can't find, and sometimes my mind feels a little bit loose. You know, sometimes when I hear about this updated, obituaries, I wish I knew a little bit more before I could give them their glory. But it's what they say. Don't wait for somebody to give them flowers when they're dead. Do it now. In the season that we are in, I feel like the ghost of Scrooge is just humbugging all the way. It hurts. It hurts to feel the fantasies of such creators. Escaping out, casted and escaping out, and talking about the scapegoats of oppression. Where they're teaching lessons or ready for admission with no permission. And then I often ask myself, what is it about their rights? Their right to freedom, the right to choose, the right to express they want to stay. Put it out on paper, make it into a playwright, poetic pieces, social gatherings, systematic racism. Is it really reality when we put it on the reels, on the movies and the scripts? Is that the true deal? When you have other writers who write on their behalf because there's such fans and such interpretations. And even if they're critically acclaimed, they'll never, ever be, in my experience, like the origins on paper. I think about that if they use typewriters. I think about every scraps of paper they use just to put it on. Because I've been taught, if you got a thought, you better write that shit down. Don't want to lose that. Manifestations. Just the other day, I saw what I thought was a shooting star, and I was so excited because I had just written down all my manifestations. It was going to be up to 13, that I almost went to 22. It was actually a meteor shower, but I was okay. I was in that baptism, moonlight, praising all my stones, putting them together in mason jars, filled up in spring water. Now, what does that have to do with writers? Something about the passages and in their own rites of passage, whether it's religion or it's just spiritual and incision, I mean, doesn't even matter. But what matters the most is what have you written lately? What have you read lately? What have you done that's going to be about more than just what's bound to the grounds? But I found that I'm going back to these teachings. I'm going to make sure that I'll get that time capsule just because I didn't meet them in person. Like I put on my bucket list. I'm sure I'm going to kick that bucket, wash that grounds, make sure everything is clean. Because I know that I reign supreme. I'm going back, reading pages, rereading, so I could teach what they taught. And every sacrifice, the ink that kept on bleeding. It's my turn. It's my torch before it's my candle that will dim or flamed out. Thank you.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for Sophology.
Nice, Safari.
Nice.
Awesome job, brother. Awesome job. Sophology. Make sure you stick around, brother. Make sure you put your info in the chat so the people can follow you. So we have come to the end of our list. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I filled in for La Bruja tonight. Again, you can follow her at La Bruja NYC. She will be back next Thursday, and I will be back hosting on Monday night, the Monday Night Online Open Mic. Of course, I got the hybrid open mic coming up this Saturday. Make sure that you go check out the New Eurekan Poets Cafe's website, neweurekan.org, and check out New Eurekan on Facebook and on YouTube. And you can give me a follow at Advocate of Words. When you spell words, that's with a Z, because Poetic License. I'm on Instagram and Twitter. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. I appreciate all the poetry and the singing. And Yankees are better than the Dodgers, okay? Baseball season is almost here, Bill. Baseball season's almost here. All right, y'all. All of y'all, have a good night. NewEurekan.org.